everyone, and welcome to Thursday. And as we do on a Thursday, we always do a share and review. So before I jump on and share my screen, just remember, just a bit of housekeeping, of course, that this is created for educational purposes only. It's certainly not intended as personal financial advice or anything like that. If you're wanting personalised advice, taking into account your own circumstances and goals, then I do recommend that you actually go and talk to a professional. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen. And as you'll see here, I have brought up the share chart for Gentrack group. So they're actually dual listed. Like a lot of companies on the New Zealand Stock Exchange, they are dual listed here on our board, but also in Australia. Now, the reason I've chosen Gentrack is because for those of you who have been following, last week I finally received some indicators from the main board of the NZX that it was looking like we could potentially be in a good upward trend. So I actually started investing into the New Zealand stock market myself. And for those that wanted to, and you can still jump on board, absolutely, I've decided to help out by just providing the indicators and things that I use to hopefully cut down the noise and cut out the investments that I don't see as being of any interest. And like I say, these are just my views and my opinions. So that's certainly available if you want to. So this is why I have chosen Gentrack, is because this is one company that did appear on my results list, if you like, for last week. There were three that appeared last week, but I thought let's look at Gentrack. So like I always do, I always put the moving averages on, and you can see here I've got the 30-week and the 15-week moving averages. Way back in about November 2022 is when those moving averages crossed. And if you look, it's quite interesting. I'll just pop this into a 5-year chart. Obviously, we had the big sell-off. We went through a huge flat patch pretty much since, 2020, middle of 2020 until end of 22. So almost 2.5 years, this share basically went nowhere. But then since then, as you can see, look at this. So we've gone from pretty much $1.60 odd or even less, $1.30. It looks like it could have gone, down here it went even lower at about $1.20. Gosh, down here, that was obviously COVID, 92 cents. So it's run at this stage all the way up to $7.32, which is where it's trading at today. So that's an absolutely phenomenal growth period, which is great. I'll just take it back to the 2-year chart, which makes it easier. So this one here is one that I have invested in myself. And the reason, for obvious reasons, we've had these positive moving average crossover. The share is still trading above that, which is fantastic. I'll just take this off, and I'll also put in the comparison for the New Zealand Stock Exchange. And as you can see here, it's trading well above the main board. So what you find is that quite often, so this is the blue line at the bottom, is the main board for the NZX 50. So it's all the top 50 companies trading on the New Zealand Stock Exchange. And what you find is that there's always a handful of outliers that outperform it. And those are the companies that will actually bring the performance of the overall board up. And obviously Gentrack is one of those. So that's another indicator that I want to use to make sure that, yes, this could be a good investment. So those are a couple of really good indicators that I've used. And so far, this share is trading quite well for me. Last week, again, it did have good positive move up. You can look back and you can see the red candles here are the green ones, whether it's closed down for the week. So the opening price was higher than what the closing price is. But on the whole, we've got a lot of good, strong green candles. Another good indicator is back here. So middle of May last year, we saw a gap. Okay, so that's what we refer to as a breakout. Generally, in my experience, when I have followed shares that have had a breakout like this, sure, it went sideways for a little bit, but then it's run again, which is great. Then again here in November last year, we had another breakout. So you can see these gaps that form. So that means that for the week, the share price, obviously, it opened at the bottom of this candle, closed at the top of this candle here, but outside of normal trading hours, there are obviously a lot of orders placed in the market. So when it opened the following Monday, there was a huge gap. Okay. And that's what can cause that. And obviously it can happen the other way. But in my experience, when the shares gap like that on the upward side, it's certainly a great positive move. So I hope this is helping. So I'll just stop sharing that. So I hope this is helping. It's the share market, certainly something I'm passionate about. I've been doing it for years and I absolutely love it. I haven't been in the New Zealand market this time for probably about 18 months because the market has been quite volatile. So if you're wanting to come across and just take a look, it's free for 30 days. Just take a look. I send out every week any recommended buy investments, obviously any sells that have hit my stop loss. If you do take a buy, I also put a stop loss in there. So that's where I'm positioning my stop loss, because at the end of the day, if a share, if I don't get it right, because I'm not going to get all of them right, if the share doesn't run in the direction that it's perhaps intended, at least then I'm going to get hit out and it frees up capital to do something else, and it also protects my capital as well. So if you wanted to come across and have a look, by all means, it's a free 30-day trial, and I'd love your feedback. I'd love people to come and try it and see what they think. And then also every week I also update the stop losses on previous trades. So if we've got a trade in the market like Gentrack and it keeps moving in our favor, then obviously we want to move that stop loss up. So eventually we will actually be making money on it by the time we get sold out. So come across, have a look, love to see what you think. Otherwise, that's it for Thursday, and we will catch you next week. And if you've got any questions, do sing out. I love your feedback, and it helps me heaps. So chat soon. Thanks a lot.